Sí, sí, por eso.
Mounted fullbacks.
And now Joseba Thaldur is back. It means that he won't be too sorely missed.
Oh, gorgeous ball from Leo Messi. It's pulled back across. Suarez slips. Rakitic couldn't reach the ball in time. And Sergio Roberto followed up with a shot which wasn't appreciated by the defender, who was hit by that errant ball.
I think it was Yuri who was on the ground. He's involved at both ends, but a flowing move.
Time Geronimo Rulli in difficulties. Floats another one over. Offside flag is up. This timed run.
Assistant and Thue.
Also an outside bet, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, who's been linked. Treble as Rakitic nods the ball on. It's Messi. Good challenge. Dispossesses the Argentine, but ball with Sergio Roberto. He plays to Messi. Oh, Messi, great vision from him. Rulli makes a stop, and Rulli dives at the feet of Sergio Roberto. He's always willing to take a risk, as Geronimo Rulli.
A very interesting character.
Taken on by Messi. He's playing as if he's got a point to prove tonight. Holds off Yuri Berchiche, manages to receive the ball back from Sergio Roberto.
The way they do play.
Here's Messi. Messi sets up a left-footed shot, and Barca go ahead. Took a slight deflection on the way through before going into the bottom right-hand corner. Leo Messi gets his goal. It's Barca 1, Real Sociedad 0.
And just when you need him most, almost out of nowhere, picked it up. Thought they were going to play it around. Rakitic was free on the right. And that really was a drive. Nutmeg there from Paco Alcácer. I'll see here the drive from Messi. Given too much time and space. I'm not sure how much of a deflection that got, but it was an incredible strike.
Just looks as if it maybe takes a little touch off the studs. It changes the trajectory very little. 28 La Liga goals for Leo Messi this season.
Anyone who says his star isn't shining quite as brightly just needs to look at the statistics. And mustn't forget also that he is played virtually every week when fit as well. They don't rotate too often, Barca, unless forced to do so.
I think in mind of defence, that's a rather clumsy challenge from Jordi Alba.
It really was a superb strike.
So if it does get a touch, and maybe doesn't.
Right into that corner, maybe. Just using, you can see there that pitch, we've been talking about it being damp. That's a perfect strike, just whipped off the turf. What a drive that is.
A little damper, of course, because it's raining at the moment. After the pitch had been sprinkled during the day, water had been put down for the pitch during the day and before the game. Just a little bit of rainfall last night. Apart from that, it's been hot and sunny.
No, it certainly hasn't. It's still fairly warm out there, but there's the man we talked about. Dress rehearsal for Thue for next season.
Well, things are going to be little to players. We've seen Neymar always prefers to change his studs. The ball is over the top here. Suarez will try and pull it back. He could do with Neymar on the field of play. Oh, as the cross comes in for Messi. It's put back across, set up for Suarez. And he had some bad intentions with that jumping volley. Raul Navas able to make the block.
Well, I've got to say, I thought Messi looked up and thought there might have been a penalty involved. He clattered into Geronimo Rui. It was a fair ball to go for. You didn't exactly see Rakitic putting on the afterburners to get in there. Casually strolled in. He'd taken up a slightly deeper position at the near post. May have got on to the end of that. Good block from Raul Navas, though.
Messi making sure that he's not interfering in play by getting off the field. Nodded on. It's with Messi.
Position Piqué decided to wander up. Now returning back from whence he came.
The fans who thought the season was that the title was out of reach after the very first match day of the season. Doing the touch with the referee. You see all the movement from Leo Messi. Oh, great ball through to Leo Messi. Another pass through. This is Alcácer, and Luis Suarez decides to bulldoze his way through. It's turned in by Leo Messi, almost by accident. Second goal for Football Club Barcelona. We'll see if Leo Messi was in an onside position. Doesn't appear to be too much of an appeal for the Real Sociedad players.
No, I think we'll probably see he was, but as you said, I don't think he knew too much about it. Geronimo Rui just putting himself up as a barrier to Luis Suarez, blocking it. And Lionel Messi reads the game so well. No, not offside at all. Managing to somehow show both Alcácer and André Gomes the way to readjust one's feet, even if somewhat fortuitously. At 2-0. A long way back now for Real Sociedad. Poor defending there. Robbed of the ball.
Oh, Luis Suarez with the subtlety of a bulldozer just decides to blast his way through, and that ricochet back finding Leo Messi. It's his second of the night. 29 goals.
I was just going to say, if he gets another one, 30 and 31. 29 and 31's not bad, but taking to the 30 mark for the campaign in the league is some going.
Zero Mendy. That makes Barca a little bit more comfortable, just when Real Sociedad have had a few chances to pull back level. Barca stretch that lead. Will it be 21 games here at the Camp Nou for Real Sociedad without a win? Things looking very much. Good turn from Messi. He waits for the pass. Plays to Suarez. And it's back with Leo Messi. Had that one lined up, but the defence had it well scouted. Here is Messi. Rolls that ball to Alcácer, who re-establishes the advantage for Football Club Barcelona just before half-time. All about Messi's passes.
He had a sensational first half, and although statistically completely incorrect about teams being at their most vulnerable after scoring in terms of goals conceded, I'm sure, when you look around, but well, Sociedad really had not reorganised. They were at the back. Messi had time there. Good touch, though, I have to say. Give it to Alcácer. Good first touch and a very smart finish. That is what Barca bought. That type of striker instinctive, didn't have much time to think about it, just knew where the goal was. Didn't even look up, you can see. And guided it round Geronimo Ruyen right into this near corner from where we look now. Great finish, and having talked about the second half being all set up, I'll take back everything I said, because another 2-goal advantage. Real Sociedad took their time getting that opening goal.
Well, we shan't have too much stoppage time at the end of the first period. Just had that little delay when Tufa was down on the... Obviously, of course, this scoreline on Tuesday will not see Football Club Barcelona going through. Attendance 81,704 tonight. Pretty decent attendance.
Now, I did say this is probably, in my opinion, one of Barca's best back four. One of...
Kind of mistakes, John Marulli. Was taken away from Leo Messi in illegal fashion. Yellow card is produced.
One seems to be listening, but maybe out there shouting for the benefit of those up in the presidential suite.
Well, it's Messi standing over the free kick, as is Ivan Rakitic. It's Messi who takes, he goes for goal. And Rudi's able to hold it well after a tricky bounce just in front of him.
Well, it was a well-taken free kick because, as you say, the bounce off the wet turf, but realistically a training ground save. And if he fumbled that, then it would have been a really costly error, one would think.
Scooped up for Sergio Roberto. Messi breaks into life. And look at this. Football Club Barcelona still on the attack, still using the counters to great effect, just lacking that finishing touch. Shot is pressing up. There's Alcácer. There's Messi, rather. Andre Gomez and Alcácer both waiting to make runs. Alcácer's tiptoeing forward. Messi.
There's a main reason for that, but nevertheless.
Here's Messi. Here's Andre Gomez. Playing back to Messi. Messi finds a way through out of nothing.
Well, Sociedad actually enjoying greater possession. I have seen that on occasion from Barca this season, though.
They smashed that out of play off Leo Messi. There's Messi.
Barca could really do with a fourth goal here, re-establishing that.
Somewhat pointless venture to be giving tactical advice when it was just...
It was next week, midweek, and then another round of league matches the following week.
Here comes Leo Messi. Could it be another moment of magic from him? He goes down. No penalty given. Ieramendi had tracked him all the way.
I think he knew it wasn't a foul, and Messi was looking up just more in hope than anything. I think that's a fair claim for a handball. You can have your arms by your side, but if you lean into it, I suppose you've got to defend. I'll look from this angle whether he was caught here, Lionel Messi. Oh, there are question marks, but I think he put his leg up. There, yeah, that's not a foul. He's buying that. That was great from Jordi Alba to turn it back, save the situation after Sergio Roberto had overrun himself.
Messi tracks the ball from behind him. Ignores the opportunity. Oh, it's Inigo Martinez, rather, who gets back up to his feet. That's left a hop. They beat Real Sociedad by 3-2. No goals in the second half. Leo Messi also saw an Umtiti own goal. The run continues for Real Sociedad. 20 games they've gone without winning at the Camp Nou. Barcelona take the 3 points.
How are they doing? One could argue deservedly so, given that they just sat back, conserved their energy. Real Sociedad, I wouldn't say huffed and puffed exactly, but did everything they could to try and get that equaliser. They had their chances, but at crucial moments just looked to panic. Barca really taking their foot off the gas in the second half and just seeing out the game almost from half-time onwards.
Well, it is a vital 3 points for Football Club Barcelona, which keeps them well in contention for the La Liga title. The final score at the Camp Nou: Football Club Barcelona 3, Real Sociedad 2.